So far, we have already know how look for food function is defined and how to design a function to make ants sniff around where the pheromone is higher. Also, we know how to use patch rights and a head with an input angle, input distance. How do we use this? So, given this is known, we can actually follow an ant, ask it to plot its trail, how it moves, and tells us uh, under what behavior rule it is performing, as this arrow is showing to us. However, we still have no idea whether it really works as expected. For example, looking for food. The way it turns, the way it moves, is it exactly what we wanted? So far, we are not quite sure. So in this video, we are going to design a small setup and a goal function to specifically help us verify whether this ant is moving as expected in terms of looking for food. So now let's stop it and go to the code. The small environment, the small setup we are going to do, the design is through this function. We call it test look for food. So basically what we will achieve with this function is to do the following. So let's just run this test for food function we just defined. So it's what creates this small environment. So basically what it does is to paint this area of patches. And we can see the color of this area is a scale color with green. And it's a scale from small values to higher values. So each column shares the same value, but left value is small, the right value is higher. And the value is actually from the pheromone, the property pheromone of each patch. So this area is small, this area is large. So we use scale color to paint it like this. And we also create a turtle in the middle of it, and two patches whose pheromone value is smaller. Okay, so the idea is when the ant is performing look for food function moving forward, and when it arrives at this patch, it will sniff around. When he realizes the head patch, the pheromone is smaller, then he should turn left. And then until he found the right hand side of the pheromone is greater, he will turn right and then moving forward again. Okay, so let's go back to the code. So the code basically says ask the patches, which patches? The patches whose x coordinate is between 0 and 30, whose y coordinate is between -10 and -30. So that's why we can paint that square patches, and we set every patch's pheromone value to be its x coordinates divided by 15, so that the value will only between 0 and 2. Okay, and also every patch will have the pheromone value dependent on the x coordinates, and then we'll set the patch color according to scale color green, and the value range is based on pheromone is between 0 and 2, and that is exactly what we see about this square. And then we create a turtle, just one turtle. Make it big, so it's 5. Make the color is sky, and we set its location to be x coordinate to be 0, y coordinate to be -20, and we set the heading towards the right, which is heading 90 degrees. And then we will set to patches which has lower pheromone. So we choose two locations. We set the value by the existing value -1, so which is make it obviously smaller than its surrounding pheromone, and making them two different color. Okay, so that is our setup. And then we need our turtle to perform look for food. Look for food function is already defined. So it will perform this function and it will moving forward. In order to make the action quick and easy, we will slow the movements like this, and we will make it to iterate, not on ticks, but continuously. So now we can begin, let's say, to work ahead. Also, in order to know whether it's moved according to where the higher pheromone is, we will print out the surrounding pheromone. Actually, the three patch pheromone ahead of it, ahead and the right 45 degree and ahead and left 45 degree, only print out these three patches pheromone. Okay, we will type left pheromone, right pheromone, and ahead pheromone. So let's have a look. So we will run this function. It's well perform look around, look for food, and also print out the pheromone value. And moving 1 unit forward. So far, the value are the same, so it will just keep moving forward. Okay, one step forward. That's it because they share the same value. Still, same value, that's why they're moving forward. Still moving forward because the value are the same, so keep ahead. But now it changes. That is because the ahead value is smaller. The left and right is bigger. But right and left, that's because our function defined only if the right pheromone is bigger, we turn right. Otherwise, we turn left. That's why it turns left. Well, still, the left value is greater. That's why it keeps. Well, the right is smaller, so we don't turn right. But the left is not greater than the head, therefore we keep ahead. We keep moving ahead. So it's moving along the same direction. Okay, now ahead is greater. Of course, moving ahead. So it's moving ahead. Sorry. Okay, ahead is greater, moving ahead. Watch the ends. Ahead is greater, moving ahead. Now it turned right. Why it turned right? Because the right pheromone is greater. That's why it turned right. Now it's moving towards the right exactly. Okay, ahead is greater, moving ahead. Moving ahead because the ahead pheromone is greater. Now we know the look for food function works as expected.